What up, what up, what up, football fans? Welcome to another episode of Laces Out Live. I am your host, Big C. This is brought to you by Game Changers Media. And y'all know my co-host, Mike Jones. We're here, baby. Week one. Week one.
Couldn't come fast enough, bro. I can't believe it. Like game Thursday, game Friday. It's crazy. I'm stupid. I'm stupid excited. I had fun with the draft earlier, even though they gave me a B and ranked me like 6 out of 10. So, I'll learn to live with that, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a good year.
Is there a game Friday this week?
Yeah. You got Kansas City and the Chargers. They're overseas or some shit, Brazil or something.
For real.
Swear to God.
That's even better. Even better. Cat for life, what's up? Before we break down the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, that's first game, Thursday night football, division rivalry, starting off with the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Man, if you were watching Pete's take earlier, and this goes for the Dolphins fans, you had to have lost brain cells. I swear to God, lost brain cells. Blake says, I got an email, gave me a freaking A, no freaking way. See, I told you your team wasn't bad, brother. I told you.
Good job.
Told you, Blake. You got the panties in the bunch because of that Purdy pick. That was only one pick, man. And Purdy's actually a pretty efficient quarterback, to be honest, San Francisco don't give him all that money for no reason.
Yeah. So today we actually make our first pick with the Dallas-Philadelphia game. I'm pretty excited. We're starting our pick'ems again. Just a reminder, last season I had 99 right, 44 losses. Big C had 97 wins, 46 losses. Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, let's keep it real. I mean, at the end of the season, I was jumping out the window with some games, you know what I mean? Like I was trying to guess some pretty crazy ones.
Well, yeah, but
Elwood, you should have got an email, brother.
Yep.
You should have got an email from them and tell you what your grade was. I gotta check mine. I don't.
Or you can go right on your fantasy thing, and there's a tab you can click on. It'll tell you your grade too.
Let me see. Let me see if I got a email.
I got a B, and it said a projected record of 6-9, and it gave me a projected finish of tied for 6.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
I probably got lower than that because they're not going to be high on my picks.
Right.
But I'm telling you, Tyreek's going to have a better year. I am projected to win week 1, just to throw that out there.
Yeah, we shall see, buddy. We shall see.
Against Mike Jones. Where's the tab? Where do you see this tab at?
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I found it the first time, damn it.
I should have the email. I don't. Sorry, folks. We'll get right there. I'm trying to see my draft grade. I probably got to switch emails. That's probably what it is. Yeah, who won the draft? Let's see. With some judicious drafting, Finn Posse Podcast looks to battle for the league title, A+, 12-3 record, tied for second. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Big C up in this mofo. What?
Oh, calm down. Calm down.
Fantasy football god over here. I'm god mode. Fantasy football god mode. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm looking for
I
that
got
week
some,
one.
I got some late bloomers too. I thought they was gonna hammer me, to be honest, because I took players like Tyreek Hill a little bit earlier than what he should have went, but I think Tyreek Hill is gonna be a top 10 fantasy player. Now, if you go over and you listen to Pete's take, which I started the show off, if you listen to Pete's take, yeah, you're losing brain cells. You're losing brain cells. Now he's talking about there's a conspiracy theory that Tyreek doesn't really have an oblique, that he's just doing this to make Tua look foolish, and that when it's third down, he's going to pull himself out the game so Tua fails. And like, give me a break, because he wasn't named team captain. Everybody knew Tyreek wasn't being named team captain this year after the shenanigans he pulled last year. And Pete just be having these wild ass takes. And then he calls him, he sits there and calls himself a Dolphins fan and says he cannot wait for Tua to fail on Sunday. He cannot wait. Who says that about their quarterback? Who says that about their quarterback? TKO miracle, go Giants. What? We got another Giants fan. Holy shit.
That's what's up. I like it.
Blake said, bro, I said in the chat, I don't know how y'all even listened to this. Laugh out loud. I left after that. It was a rough listen. Laughed my ass off. And like, nothing against Pete. And I want everybody to support content creators, every single one of them. It's just, man, oh man, oh man. When you're sitting there wishing damnation upon my football team and you call yourself a fan, and I know I'm not going to see my $100 because he keep moving the goalpost about what the bet was. Although he said, "Oh, I got the video recording." So pull it up. I said Cam Smith was going to start less games than what he'll sit. And oh no, then it got turned into Cam Smith isn't going to start one game. I don't even think Cam Smith is going to start a game, but I would have never made that bet with the way our corner room is set up. Of course, there's a chance that he starts one game. You know what I mean? I would have never made $100 bet on that. But I don't think Cam Smith even starts one game, and I won't see my $100, but it is what it is. But yeah, enough of that. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, America's team against the world champions. The Philadelphia Eagles, man. If you wanna see a franchise that is ran the proper way, built the proper way, look no further than the Philadelphia Eagles. The job that general manager Howie Roseman has done over there is just phenomenal. It seems like they have a never-ending supply of great players because the guy just knows how to draft. They know how to go about things the right way. And they have added they've added key free agents. They've traded when necessary, but for the most part, this team is built through the draft. Mm-hmm. You got Brown, wide receiver. They traded for him from Tennessee. He's a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. They went and signed Saquon Barkley in free agency. Saquon, I don't know if there's a better back in the NFL than Saquon right now. So, but they just know how to build. Mike, what's your thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles? Key losses, key additions, and just your overall thoughts on the world champs.
It's hard for me to talk about Philly. It's hard for me to talk about Dallas. I'm a Giants fan, but like you said, they're put together amazing. Jalen Hurts is 4-0 week 1 starts. He's 46-20 in his career, which is that's a phenomenal number. Super Bowl winner since 2000 or 20-5 week 1. So but overall, they lost Josh Sweat. They lost Darius Slay, Milton Williams, CJ Gardner. and they added edge rusher Azeez Ojulari got him for 1 year, $4 million. He had 6 sacks in 2024. They picked up tight end Colin Grenson. He's got reliable hands. He probably won't see a lot of balls thrown his way, but he does have good hands. They got AJ Dillon from Green Bay and cornerback Adoree Jackson, signed him to a 1 year, I think $1.25 million deal. So, I mean, they lost some key players, like Sweat. He had 41 tackles, 8 sacks, 4 pass defenses, 9 tackles for a loss. But, Ojulari is not terrible. I don't think he's Josh Sweat, but they did a good job of pretty much, I think, floating about right where they were. Maybe a little under what I would grade them like last year, but I mean, they're Super Bowl champs. Like you said, they do a good job of making sure their team is full. And, they're going to be a tough team. I don't like to say it, but they're going to be a tough team, definitely.
Well, yeah, they lost the defensive tackle. What was his name?
Millen
the
Williams.
First guy you said. Yeah, they lost him, but I mean, your defensive line still has Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
They just have guys that can immediately step in. And then you look at the draft this year. They had the last pick in the draft, right? They end up getting possibly the top linebacker and the whole draft at the number 32 pick, which is crazy. Jahad Campbell from Alabama. This kid was a beast. Like I kind of wanted Miami to grab him. I mean, it didn't fill an area of need for us, but I think he can be a Pro Bowl inside linebacker, and for him to fall all the way to 32 when they were talking about this guy in the top 15, that's how come they're so great. Howie Roseman gets these guys that fall into his lap. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't care if he's got 2 players in front of him. If they eliminate all their team needs pretty much. They get to go in the draft and draft best player available. And that's after year of hitting home runs in the draft. And that's the benefit of doing that, is that you get to take best player available. And then when guys come up for free agency, like Milton Williams, who wants $30 million a year, you can say, all right, you did it. You were great for us. You know what I mean? But it's all right. Go ahead and move on. We got Jalen Carter. We got Jordan Davis. We got people here ready to take your spot. So the Philadelphia Eagles are just so crazy good at drafting. Also in this draft, they added safety Andrew Mukumba from Texas. I really like him. Ty Robinson, another defensive tackle out of Nebraska in the 4th round. Listen, all 3 of those picks, home runs in my opinion. And then we're talking about the defensive side of the ball that, what they were able to do to Kansas City in the Super Bowl was absolutely amazing. They didn't blitz not one time. They ran straight 4 pass rushers at Patrick Mahomes and were consistently had Patrick Mahomes under duress. They beat up on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Super Bowl didn't overly feel close to me, and it was a dominant performance, and I would not be surprised if these Philadelphia Eagles are there again next year. On the offensive side of the ball, you got a 2,000-yard rusher in Saquon Barkley. Saquon might be the best all-around running back in all of football. 2,000 yards. I actually think Saquon does it again this year. First running back in NFL history to go back-to-back 2,000 yards. First running back in NFL history to rush for 2,000 yards twice. I think he absolutely does it again. I think Saquon Barkley could have been an MVP candidate if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts stealing a lot of those 1-yard touchdown runs that Saquon would have absolutely ran in anyway. They got the most unstoppable play in all of football. The tush push, the brotherly shove, the grab Jalen Hurts and yank him over the top of the pile, which should be absolutely illegal, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you get them at 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, it's almost like it's a guaranteed first down. I don't think they've been stopped a handful of times, and they've done this play hundreds of times.
Yeah.
It's as automatic as it gets. They've perfected it. They got a strong offensive line. You got 2 really good receivers in Brown and Smith. You got a good tight end in Dallas Goedert. Jalen Hurts, he's not the greatest thrower of the football in the world, but he's good enough. And you add in his athletic ability and his ability to run with the football, it puts him damn near into an elite class. His all-around game almost makes him elite. Now, I wouldn't put him up there with Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, but he's close. He's on the fringe. So I think this Philadelphia Eagles team is just lights out. One of the best teams in all of football.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be an interesting game. Saquon can have a big game. I mean, Dallas last year was allowing 27.5 points per game, which ended up being 31st, and they were allowing 4.8 rushing yards per game, which was 30th. So Saquon, and he has an opportunity to put some serious yards on the board the first week. And like you were talking about Philly's defense, they were allowing the second fewest points per game last year at 17. So I definitely think it's going to be a lopsided game. It's going to be close just because they're division rivals and they tend to always be close, I believe. But
well, wait, let's talk about the Cowboys before we get in the predicting. So now we got the Dallas Cowboys. Man, the biggest headline of the offseason, of course, happened just a few short days ago. Dallas Cowboys trade their star pass rusher, Micah Parsons, to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for some draft picks and a player. Let's not forget the player,
Mr. Kenny Clark.
Dallas is absolutely makes no sense to me. Micah Parsons is one of the top 5 defenders in all of football. And for you to trade him away at the peak of his career, this guy hasn't even peaked. He hasn't even peaked. For you to trade him in conference to a team that, you would like to think that Dallas feels that they can battle for a playoff spot. I know it's an uphill battle. You got Washington in their division. You got Philadelphia in their division. But it's not crazy if 3 teams make it from a certain division. We had it in the AFC West last year. Yeah, you had the Kansas City, you had the Chargers, and you had the Broncos all make the playoffs. So it's not that it can't happen. But a team that you're going to be battling for a playoff spot with in Green Bay, you go and you send them quite possibly your best player. I mean, I think it's a toss-up between CeeDee Lamb and Parsons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some Dallas fans might say Dak Prescott, but I think Dak Prescott receives a lot of hate from his own fan base, kind of like the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa. But Dak Prescott's still a very good quarterback. He's just got to be able to stay on the field. I mean, Dak be lighting up the scoreboard, the stat sheet. I think Dak with CeeDee Lamb, that's a lethal combo.
And now they got Pickens too.
Yeah, adding George Pickens from Pittsburgh, who they traded for. This team will be able to score points. I just think that taking Parsons away, you get Diggs back. George Bland is a really good corner. Is that his name, George? I don't feel like it is. I don't know why I got George Bland in my head. I know it's Bland. Regardless, you got capable corners, but you just sent your pass rush away. Who is the key losses for the Darren Bland?
Darren Bland, yeah.
Deron Bland.
Duran. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you gotta say it with a little swag.
I mean, obviously they lost Micah.
You said it like a white guy.
Darren.
Is Duran.
Duran. I mean, yeah.
like Steve Urkel, Stefan.
Darren.
You know,
So Stefan.
When Steve was a nerdy black guy, he was Steve Urkel.
Right.
When he got a little swag to him, he was Stefan. Stefan Urkel.
Yeah, he was always going hard at Laura though. I thought that was a little bit of sexual harassment.
I would. My fault. Yeah, I'll send you the email so you can send me the money. I got you. Aaron. Yeah, he's Duran. But anyway, key losses for the Dallas Cowboys this year, Mike.
He's Darren. Obviously, Michael Parsons. They don't have DeMarcus Lawrence. Chauncey Golston.
Now you calling him Michael. Now you calling him Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons. But Golston, who had 56 tackles, an interception, 5.5 sacks, a fumble recovery. Rico Dowdle, their running back, went to the Panthers. He had over 1,000 yards, 5 total touchdowns. Cornerback Jordan Lewis, he got signed 1 year with the Jags. He had 56 tackles, an interception, 4 pass defenses. And yeah, those are the main ones that stood out to me. So they definitely lost that. And I mean, they got Kenny Clark in that trade. So maybe they have a better run defense this year. I mean, it's kind of hard to go from almost last place and not make something out of that. So yeah, those are the big ones that stood out to me when I was going through. They like you said, they definitely have an offense that can be a powerhouse with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb on the other side. I'm worried that they're going to be able to put up a lot of points, especially when we play them. But we shall see. We shall see.
Well, they added the running back from Denver, Williams. He's a pretty good back. I liked him coming out of college. They added Tyler Booker through the draft, offensive guard from Alabama. I liked him a lot coming out. He wasn't a scheme fit for the Miami Dolphins, but he might have been the most polished guard coming out of football in college this year. They also added Siobhan Revel Jr. out of East Carolina, the corner in the 3rd round. I liked him a lot. So Dallas has some pieces, and I really do think Dak Prescott at times can play like a top 10 quarterback. And if you got a top 5 receiver, I mean, you're going to be able to do some damage. I just feel like they need to be able to get after the quarterback, and they traded away their top piece. Right? They traded away their top piece.
Yeah, a fundamental building block.
And I just don't feel like they got enough in return. You know, if you told me, hey, you know, we know Philly's better than us. We know Washington's probably better than us. We don't feel like we have a real shot to compete. You know, break it all down. But you went and gave Dak all the money that Dak wanted. You went and gave CD all the money he wanted. But the top pass rusher in all the football, you know, and there was rumors that they gave him a contract offer after a while. But at that point, they had already burned the bridge. And typically teams can come back from that. So I don't know if it's just Parsons didn't want to play ball, but we've seen TJ Watt request a trade. We've seen Myles Garrett request a trade this offseason. And usually, you know, the owners write these checks and it makes everything better. But that wasn't the case this time. And we see one of the best players in all of football get traded away in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
So let's break. You know, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are better than the Dallas Cowboys all around, right? I don't see where Dallas has an edge whatsoever. If you had to pick one weak spot for the Philadelphia Eagles, it probably is at outside corner. And that is that's got to be Dallas's strength, right? You got a top
Right.
5 receiver in CeeDee Lamb. Some may argue that he's the best receiver in all of football. I don't personally feel that way, but his numbers support it. His numbers
Right.
support it. Dak Prescott, like I said before, can light up a scoreboard. If they can attack and get out ahead of the Philadelphia Eagles, which is a tall task, you kind of eliminate that running game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If Philly's fighting to try to get back into a game, let's say Dallas went up and got up 2 scores early. If you can take away the running game from the Philadelphia Eagles, you have a chance to win. Because I don't know how good of a passer Jalen Hurts really is when the pressure's on. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that has been placed in the perfect situation. He's got 2 Super Bowl appearances. He's played really well in those Super Bowls. He's played really well his whole time in Philadelphia. But let's not forget, this is a quarterback that lost his starting job to Tua Tagovailoa in college. He's not the greatest passer in the world. I just don't. I'd love to see what Jalen Hurts is capable of doing if Philly can get punched in the mouth. You know what I mean? Can he bring a
Right.
team back? Can he leave a game-winning drive where he's responsible for throwing the football, where the risk of Saquon Barkley is not there to scamper for 40, 50 yards? So I think if any team wants to really compete with Philly this year, they're gonna have to try to get up out of Philly and take away that running attack.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's good. That's the good thing for Dallas, though, is they picked up Pickens, so it takes a little bit of that attention away from CD. So I can definitely see with Dak Prescott, they can go on some pretty quick scores. So I mean, you're right. They got to get out there early, and if they don't, then unfortunately, they're probably going to be sitting there crying just like they have been the last few years. So I agree with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna see run after run. They're gonna feed Saquon early and
Yep.
often. And the one thing that Saquon did that was so phenomenal last year is that he would hit you with runs, and then he'd break a 60. He'd break a 60.
Yep.
And he's so explosive, and that's the key to his game. I think he hit an NFL record for most runs over 60 yards last year.
Yeah,
Am I
that
correct
offensive
on that,
line.
or am I wrong?
That offensive line definitely led him into those long ones. I can't remember how many he had. He had a lot of them though. Hold on.
Yeah, it was every week that he was breaking a 60-yard touchdown run. It was
Yep.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, let's pick this one, and then we'll talk about a few other things, and that'll lead us into this weekend show where we break down every game and do our weekly pick'ems. Elwood says, "Hey guys, can I get a new defense? I was buffering and got auto picked." Yeah, Elwood, you just pick up players. Go the players. Let me see. You can add players all season, Elwood. Any player that's available. You might have to put a waiver wire in for a player.
Mm-hmm.
Some players they let you just have straight up.
Who'd you get for a defense, Elwood? I didn't even check.
So click on players at the bottom of the screen. And then you'll under see your full list. It'll say search by name. Yeah, you click what position you want, defense. It should say available. And then I'll show you what defenses you have. And then you hit the orange square with the plus mark in it. And then you drop a player. I mean, the 49ers defense ain't horrible. That's probably better than damn near anyone you're going to find on here. Well, no, I mean, the Lions defense is available. The Bucks defense. I'd get the Saints defense, to be honest. I was waiting for you to look over and smile about that one, Mike.
What?
When you saw, I was looking at the defenses. I was like, yeah, I'd get the Saints defense if I was being honest.
I can't. You're fucking terrible. I don't know. It doesn't say anything.
Blake says, bro, don't do that, man, like that.
That's messed up. But Barkley, which it's showing me 5 runs of over 65 yards. He had a 78 yarder, 72, a 70, 68, and a 65.
So how many over 40 though?
I don't know.
The Lions are still available.
3 of the long runs were 70 plus, and those were all against the Rams.
Yeah, Saquon, and I said this when he was coming out of college. Saquon reminds me, he's a mix of maybe 2 of the greatest running backs I've ever seen. He's a mix of Barry Sanders, and that's high praise. If you know me, Barry Sanders is the running back of all running backs. He's the running back god. He is absolutely the greatest running back that's ever lived, in my opinion. I know some of you old heads will be out there and say Walter Payton, this, that, and the third. I've seen plenty of Walter Payton's game film, and Walter Payton is a top 5 running back in my mind. But Barry Sanders is just the greatest running back in my opinion. He's the perfect combination of like Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith. His patience is
just his vision.
His vision, the way he makes people miss, his athletic movement. He just reminds me of both of those guys, and I think he's far and away the best running back in all of football. He got a raw deal in Dallas or with the Giants. They just never gave him a true offensive line to run behind, and he's just phenomenal.
It says 2024 NFL season, Saquon Barkley did not have the most 40-plus yard runs. However, he did have the most 7 long rushing touchdowns of 60-plus yards, setting a new NFL record.
So who had the most 40? Gibbs?
I don't know. Let me see.
It's got to be Gibbs, I'd say. What was your Elwood? Did you find out what your ranking was in the draft? I got A+, Big C representing. You know what I mean? I noticed Cap didn't say what he got, although he was going to dominate,
No, it said he had the most. Saquon Barkley had the most 40-yard rushes with 7, and followed by Derrick Henry with 5. He just didn't break the record. Gibbs only had 3. So, that's crazy.
It acts like I can change people, I think. It just won't take effect till.
Yeah,
it won't take effect.
I claimed a guy off of
3rd.
waivers. Nope.
All right, it's time to pick on Mike. Who do you got week 1? Dallas, Philly, your division. Who picks up a win? Who picks up a loss here?
Obviously, I'm going Philly, and I got them winning 30-20.
30-20. I'm going Dallas 45-12.
Damn.
Just kidding.
Now you don't mess with me. I was about to write it down on your side.
You thought I was going to pick Dallas 45-12 against Philadelphia?
Dude, you've done dumber shit. But I got all paperwork printed out for the year for our pick'ems.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that. I'm gonna go Philadelphia as well. Listen, these guys are gonna be riding high after winning a Super Bowl. Like I said, I fully expect Saquon Barkley to rush for 2,000 yards again. That's one of my hot takes this season. The first player that ever run for 2,000 yards twice in his career, and he's going to do it in back-to-back seasons. And I think he has a real legitimate shot of winning the MVP this year. I think that, we all know that it's typically a quarterback award, but I think you cannot deny Saquon Barkley if he runs for back-to-back 2,000 yards. I feel like you got to give it to him.
Yep.
So I like the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to say they win. I'm going to say they win 27-17. 27-17. Saquon gets in the end zone twice.
Damn.
Elwood, you got a good, Puka's going to put up hella points. A-Chain gives you that dual threat because he catches a lot of passes out the backfield. I think he runs for 1,000 yards with an improved offensive line. Henderson, Jamar Chase is going to give you hella catches. Like I said, you probably, between Jamar Chase and Puka, you're going to probably have 250 receptions. That's huge. 250 receptions, probably 3,000 yards receiving, and 20 to 25 touchdowns. That's not bad from two players. Who do y'all got in the chat? Dallas or Philly? Let us know. Let us know who you have. And then we got this weekend's slate of games, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. Who plays on Friday?
Chiefs, Chargers.
Chiefs and the Chargers kicking off a battle in the AFC West. Dolphin fans, that is an interesting game for us because you got a Chargers team that I feel like you're going to be competing with for a playoff spot. It's another reason this game is super interesting is because, people can't wait for the Kansas City Chiefs to fall off their throne, right? They're waiting and waiting and waiting for this team to slip up, for them not to be the juggernaut that they are. They're tired of seeing them in the Super Bowl. They're tired of people are just tired of the Chiefs. I'm not one of those people. I think they're a great football team. I think Patrick Mahomes is great, an all-time great. I think Andy Reid is great. I don't have the same disdain for the Kansas City Chiefs as I did for the New England Patriots, but New England was in our division, and I can respect greatness. So I'm not mad at Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs because they're fantastic and win Super Bowls. I respect them. So I'm not rooting for their downfall. How close can Jim Harbaugh get them? The Chargers made great improvements last year. Justin Herbert played very efficient. He only had 3 interceptions all year.
Yeah, that's pretty
good. 3
good.
interceptions all year until the playoffs, where I think he threw 4 in one game. But can Jim Harbaugh get them to that next level this year? That's something that we gotta see Friday. Have they closed the gap even more? Can they knock off the Kansas City Chiefs? Can they possibly win that division this year? Huge, huge, huge. Blake says Philly shitting on them. Upset. Dallas 34, Philly 31. Elwood says, woo!
I hope so. I got CD Lamb on my team. He said, Jesus.
Woo!
See, don't have fantasy football make it exciting?
Elwood jumping out the window quick. 34-31. Upsetting the world champs. What? And again, like I want to jump back to Pete's take for a minute. And listen, I hope we get a wide variety of fans in here. But the fact of the matter is, right now we got a lot of Dolphin fans, so we're going to talk Dolphins football some. Pete's take is numb his mind is numbing. Like, I don't understand, Mike, for real. Like, I tune in and I'm listening, and it's just making up scenarios for ways that your team can fail. But you're a Dolphins fan. You're a Savone Dolphin fan.
So he does a Dolphins podcast. I haven't heard of this guy.
Yeah, it's called Pete's Take, and he does an open panel where 4 or 5 people. I mean, sometimes it gets even more than that, and it's usually the same group of guys. You know what I mean? He's got a distinct fan base that join him, almost like co-hosts. You know what I mean? Because you get the same group of guys all the time,
right?
And just scenarios where
he's down in the team, his own team.
Yes, just
you
conspiracy theories to the point where, like, conspiracy theories. Tyreek didn't get named captain. That means Tyreek's getting traded before week 1. If he doesn't, he's going to sabotage the team. He's going to pull himself on 3rd downs. His oblique injury is fake. It's just an injury that he can use that he doesn't have to have proof for. That he can, when he wants to pull himself out the game, he can say, oh, my oblique. Oh, my oblique.
That's nonsense.
So this is all made up. All made up.
Why would he sabotage the season? That don't even make sense. That's so crazy. Why would you say some shit like that?
And that why wasn't Tyreek named captain? Like, they already discussed it. It was already discussed. He knew he wasn't getting voted team captain. There's nothing for him to be mad of. You know what I mean? He made a bad mistake. Everybody wants to act like there's so much bad blood because Tua said, there was work to do in their relationship. But the beat writers are saying, hey, at practice, Tua and Tyreek are laughing, joking. When they was out of town doing joint practices with the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears, they were going to dinner together. There's not a player on the team that they said that he spent more time with.
Yeah. Well, they're blowing it out. Sounds like they're blowing it out of proportion. Like, Tyreek did what he did at the end of the year last year, but that was out of frustration. Okay, so maybe that does take away being picked captain, but I don't think that's gonna force him to want to sit there and I didn't get picked captain, now I'm gonna sabotage the whole season. Like that sounds conspiracy theorish. Sounds stupid.
Well, yeah, and the whole quitting on the team and you can never forgive him. Listen, I do not think what Tyreek did was right. I don't think he should have pulled himself from the game. But I do realize that he was very frustrated. He played the whole season injured. You're playing a game against the Jets. You look up at the scoreboard. Your only chance of making the playoffs is for the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Denver Broncos. Kansas City starts their 4th stringers. They're signing practice squad players to play this game. You look up at the scoreboard, Denver's up 30.
Yep.
You're not going to the playoffs. The first time you've not been to the playoffs in your career, you get frustrated. Is he upset that Tua missed 6 games and can't stay healthy? I'm sure he is. For someone that gives his all to the team and
he played
your quarterback can't stay healthy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there is some bad blood there on his part. I'm sure he did get frustrated. Does that mean I think he doesn't like Tua? No. Do I think that means he don't want to be here? No, I don't think it means that. Do I think he would rather be in Kansas City?
Yes.
Sure. I do think that. I think he feels like he made a mistake. You see these guys over there going Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. Tyreek took the money. Now, do I think he just doesn't want to be in Miami and he'll take a trade anywhere? No, I don't think that at all. I think he wants to be in Miami or or Kansas City. Maybe a couple other spots that he may rather be. But I don't think he feels like he needs to be traded from the Miami Dolphins. I don't think that at all.
Mm-mm.
And then you know that the Miami Dolphins aren't paying you $47 million next year. So they're going to either release you or redo a contract with you. So you're going to sabotage yourself to not get more money next year, get another new contract. I just don't see it. I don't see someone doing that. All to prove a point. Because you didn't make me team captain.
Yeah, and then Tyreek's towards the end of his career, so he's only got one more contract in him. So why would he sit there and go out and try to take away from getting that last contract? Like that, I don't know. I couldn't listen to that. If I would have sat there and heard that, and I'm not even a Dolphins fan, but that's nonsense.
And then you're talking about Tyreek not being named team captain, but then you're naming off other players that aren't team captains neither. That why aren't these guys team captains? Well, are they going to get traded too? Are they going to sabotage team because they're not team captains? Like Jalen Waddle, why isn't he team captain? Austin Jackson, why isn't he team captain? There was someone else Fitzpatrick. Listen, Fitzpatrick just got here. Why would he be team captain? No, I'm pretty sure that Green Bay made Parsons captain, which doesn't make sense to me.
No,
you've been in the door for a cup of coffee, and you're going to name team captain. And I don't think team captains got to be the best players because one of our team captains is a fullback. He's one of the better fullbacks in the league, but there's only a handful of teams that have fullbacks, so that's not saying too much. But right. I don't think it's about that. I think it's about how good of a teammate you are. How, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So of course,
do you help get the team back in line, get them back ready on the line? Like just being a good, keep the team upbeat. Like that's what makes you a good captain. You don't have to be you could be the shittiest person on the team, but if you go out there with the right energy and you keep everybody pumped up, that's good enough to be captain to me.
Absolutely. So, just a bunch of, he definitely has a following though. He definitely has a following, and more power to him. I just can't sit there and deal with it and continue to allow it to infect my ears because it's hard for me. It's hard for me. I have to stop myself from logging on and going off on them. Like, are you guys really all think this? Y'all are really that delusional? You know what I mean? You really that delusional? That Tyreek feels so strongly about a C on his jersey that he's going to do all this? He's going to cost himself millions of dollars in the future. He's going to cost himself another losing season. We seen how he acted last year with them not making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tyreek believes that, Tyreek had the two most successful years of his career as far as stat-wise go in Miami with Tua. You know what I mean? We keep hearing Tyreek say something about 2,000 yards. He ain't going to get that by sabotaging Tua. You know what I mean?
Dude's a gamer.
His best chance to win is Tua throwing him the football. So I don't believe that Tyreek's going to get traded. I don't believe, if we're got a losing record by the time the trade deadline comes around, then all bets are off. But I don't see that happening, and I think Pete Stake needs to look in the mirror and decide what kind of content he's going to release from now on. Because I'm keeping receipts. Brah. What up, Irving? What up? Any final thoughts before we get out of here? We're going to be back Friday at 7.
Friday at 7. So we'll be able to do the pick for the Friday night game and the rest of our weekend games.
Yeah. What time's the game start? Friday?
8 o'clock. I'm stupid excited. Like it's just really exciting to be the first pick'em show. We we did a pick today, but the real one's Friday. But it feels good to be able to sit here and at least make a pick, knowing that the season's literally days away. It's not weeks. It's not months. It's here. It's here, and I'm pumped. So
Irving says Pete's take is ridiculous. Pete's take is ridiculous as flat Earth conspiracy theories. I agree. Like, my boy Pete be clickbaiting, man. I don't even know if that's the proper term because, I feel like clickbait is more of a I'm suggesting this and going to deliver that. Pete need to go to a mental hospital, I think. He got something wrong with his Abdullah Oblongata.
His medulla oblongata.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
Mama said, well, Mama's wrong. Mama, no, you was wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Mama's right.
I feel like Pete's followers would be like that. No, Colonel Sand. No, Big C. Pete is right. You's wrong, Mr. Big C.
So stupid. I can't.
No, Mr. Big C. You's wrong. Mr. Pete is right.
Alligators are honorary because I got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Elwood says, I'm so sorry y'all are going to lose to the Woodheads. What's a Woodhead? I got a Woody Harrelson. Elwood, is that the Pats? No, he's talking about his fantasy team, Irving. He's talking about his fantasy team. Although I got my draft grade. It's an A+, 12-3. I wonder who got higher than that, though. I wonder who got higher than that. But anyway, any last words? Well, it's set tie for second, so.
None. Thanks for kicking it with us for episode 5, Laces Out Live. I'm excited for the season to start. We will see everybody Friday, and we'll get this football season when we come back Friday, we'll actually have an NFL game in the book, so that'll be pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Beautiful thing. Yeah. Beautiful thing. We just got through our last Sunday without football for the foreseeable future. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh, Blake got an A, but said 14-1 and finished first. Listen, Blake was over there crying too. I hate my team. I hate my team. It sucks. Can we start over?
I can't.
Giants stole Jackson Dart, best quarterback of the draft, not named Ward. Listen, Ward's overrated, brother. But I think
Jackson Dart can be better.
I'll see y'all later. We love y'all. And fins up. Peace.
Fuck it. Big C and Mike Jones, they call the plays in the zone. Spit facts, no cap, straight to the bone. Gritter, roaring gossip, the field's their home. Huddle up, press play, you're never alone. Sunday sermons, but the church is turf. From Lambeau chills to Miami surf. Quarterback questions, they dissect the worth. Dropping gems like they mine the earth. Laces out, the mic stays hot. Breaking down the game, every yard, every plot. From kickoffs to OT, they never forgot. Tune into the squad, this the spot. NFL drama, they break it down surgical. Draft day whispers, moves so tactical. Receiver stretching arms, catches vertical. Big C's laugh hitting, vibes so magical. Mike Jones got stats like a human playbook. Big C's insight sharper than a no look. Halftime debates, better than they should. You fumble the podcast, now you misunderstood. Flags fly, refs blind, penalty stack. They calling out the calls, no sugar, just facts. Fantasy picks, who's carrying the pack? Every week they hit harder than a linebacker smack. Laces out, the mic stays hot. Breaking down the game, every yard, every plot. From kickoffs to OT, they never forgot. Tune into the squad, this the spot. Laces out, the mic stays hot. Breaking down the game, every yard, every plot. From kickoffs to OT, they never forgot. Tune into the squad, this the spot. Sunday sermons, but the church is turf. From Lambeau chills to Miami surf. Quarterback questions, they dissect the worth, dropping gems like they mine the earth. Laces out, the mic stays hot, breaking down the game, every yard, every plot, from kickoffs to OT.